Hey everyone, this is Jake Stefanich from SparkBMXTraining.com, and today I'm going to use the Coach's Eye app to break down the kettlebell swing with my guy Tony Larson. He's just learning the kettlebell technique, the swing technique, and starting to refine it. We're going to go over a couple little things that he's doing right and some of the things he's doing wrong, and give you an idea how the kettlebell swing works. So first I'll show you the swing in normal speed. And we're exercising to a little Nirvana. We're rocking out. So that's a swing in normal speed. You kind of notice that it looks pretty similar to the way we do gate starts, we manual, all that stuff. So that's why I really like this exercise. I'll put it in slow motion for you. We'll go through it in slow motion this time. So here he's starting, he's leaning back, he's hiking the kettlebell between his legs and extending up. So you kind of get the idea of the motion. At the bottom here, he is pushing his feet into the ground to create the force. His hips are going to start to move forward, and then the kettlebell should swing up and around in a nice arc, nice smooth arc. Now his arms aren't doing the work. It's all in his hips sliding forward and his feet going into the ground to create this movement. Let's start this again. A couple things you want to notice. Back is nice and flat. His head is kind of tilted up at the very bottom. He's looking up. You can look up, or you can kind of look down at the ground. You may want your eyes pointing at the ground here. Not that big of a deal. I'm more concerned about the lower back. You definitely wouldn't want to be hunched over like that. So he has a good flat back. Pretty happy with that. Extending up. You see, like, he has a good straight line from his head all the way down to his feet. He's a little bit overextended at the top with his back, but nothing we're going to worry about yet. See, the kettlebell is about even with his top of his shoulders, chin. There's his reps. So I'll show you from the beginning what he does. Okay, so this is the hiking position. This is kind of a pretty important part. We're going to really want to learn how to do this as we get up in the weights. You can pick up a light kettlebell and start swinging it, but when you get up to 70, 80 pounds or something like that, you're going to want to have good technique for sure. So here you can see he gets down in his hip hinge position, slight squat of the knees to grab the kettlebell. This is the only time we really bend the knees, is to grab the kettlebell. And then he leaned back. So you can see it. Momentum starting to go back. He's putting more weight on his heels. And he's in the same position. We call it the hike position because it looks like he's playing football, like he's hiking a football between his legs. So from here, he will toss this kettlebell right up by the junk area. Alright, so this is the start of it. So you can see from here, his hips are sliding forward. He has a little bit of a knee bend right now, but that's just because it's his first rep. So his hips are going to slide forward, feet are going to go into the ground. Now you'll also notice his arms are completely straight the whole time too. So his arms aren't doing the work. There's no, the shoulders aren't lifting it. They're just kind of stabilizing everything. They're holding it there. It's like you had a rope attached to the kettlebell, and that's kind of how you're swinging it. But all the power is definitely coming from your hips. So we keep going. Get up to the top, and at this point, you really want to be bracing your abs, and that will stop this kettlebell from going any higher than that. So we're going to brace there. Right here, glutes are going to really be squeezed at the top. So we're going to create a nice stable position right at the top. Alright. So now as a kettlebell, what I'd like to see him waiting a little bit longer to initiate that hip hinge. He's starting to push his hips back a little too soon. Typically I try to wait until right here where you'll feel your bicep rubbing along your ribs, like your lat. You'll feel all that kind of touch, and at that point is where I start pushing my hips back. He did it a little bit too soon. This is kind of one of the things we're working on. And it's one of those things that you just practice and then you'll eventually get. But when you wait, you get a little bit more of a crisp hip hinge and explosion. Kind of stretches your glutes and your hamstrings, and seems to help them fire a little bit quicker. So he's down at the bottom. Notice that back is nice and flat in a good line. You see position of his knees. They're slightly bent just when he pushes them back, but his hips are not going down. They are going only backwards and forwards. And it's very important to initiate that. Hips go forward, feet go into the ground. And then the arms will stay completely straight. And that's pretty much a kettlebell swing. Something to note, kettlebell will not hit your junk unless you have some freakishly short torso and short arms. Never had this problem, just so you guys know. Looks a little close in this slow-mo shot, but Tony walked away just fine. So that's pretty much it. That's a kettlebell swing. And let me show you a quick video of, let's see.